They say R. Kelly is finally paying the price for a lifetime of abuse, manipulation, and control. That the justice system caught up to him, and now he's just another fallen star behind bars. But what if the story isn't over? What if what's happening to R. Kelly inside that prison is darker than anyone's willing to admit? What if his latest medical emergency wasn't just a mistake, but a message? This is Industry Eye, and today we're exposing the mysterious overdose of R. Kelly and asking a dangerous question. Do they want him dead? It started with a hospital visit. Unannounced, unexplained, and almost fatal. On June 13, 2025, R. Kelly was rushed out of FCY Butner, a federal prison in North Carolina, and taken to Duke University Hospital. According to his legal team, he had been given a dangerously high dose of prescribed medication. Not a minor error, not a miscalculation, a near-lethal amount that rendered him unresponsive. Doctors who treated him say they also discovered blood clots in his lungs and legs, massive, untreated clots that could have killed him in his cell. And according to his lawyers, R. Kelly had been complaining about those symptoms for months: chest pain, difficulty breathing, fatigue, swelling in the legs, all ignored. But the story doesn't stop there. R. Kelly's legal team claims this wasn't medical neglect. They say it was intentional, a planned attempt to take his life behind bars. And even more disturbing, they believe it was part of a murder plot involving prison staff and white supremacist inmates. Let that sink in. They're alleging that prison officials were coordinating with violent inmates, offering benefits in exchange for silencing R. Kelly for good. A hit inside a federal prison against one of the most controversial celebrities in modern music history. Whether it's true or not, the claim has already sent shockwaves through legal circles and social media. Some believe it's an outrageous conspiracy. Others think it's exactly the kind of story that gets buried. And here's why this matters. R. Kelly has been kept in near-total isolation for most of his sentence. He's been placed in solitary confinement, cut off from regular visitation, kept under what his lawyers describe as psychological torture. They claim he's been denied phone calls with his legal team, denied medical treatment, denied access to his own mail. And now, after this medical incident, his lawyers are calling for emergency relief. They want him removed from prison immediately. They're not just asking for a better cell or a different prison. They're asking for home confinement. Citing life-threatening conditions, they've filed legal paperwork demanding he be allowed to serve the rest of his sentence from home, under supervised monitoring. And that's not all. They've even reached out to Donald Trump. Yes, R. Kelly's legal team has reportedly made contact with the president, hoping for a pardon or intervention. It sounds extreme, but to them, this isn't about politics. It's about survival. They believe R. Kelly will die in prison, not from age, not from illness, but from an orchestrated setup designed to make it look like a natural death. So where do the courts stand? Prosecutors are calling the overdose story a stretch. They've labeled the murder plot claims as fanciful and manipulative. They believe R. Kelly is once again playing the victim, trying to twist the system to his advantage, trying to make people forget why he's there in the first place. And that part of the story is equally important. In 2021, R. Kelly was convicted in New York on multiple charges, including racketeering and sex trafficking. The government accused him of running a criminal enterprise that recruited, controlled, and abused young girls for decades. In 2022, a second trial in Chicago found him guilty again, this time for producing child pornography and enticing minors. That trial added another 20 years to his already massive sentence. The evidence was overwhelming. Multiple victims, videotapes, audio recordings, financial records, and years of protection from those who enabled him in the music industry. The fall was brutal and public. R. Kelly went from award-winning artist to one of the most reviled names in entertainment. But now, the headlines are shifting again. The focus isn't just on what he did, it's on what might be happening to him. And this raises uncomfortable questions. Is R. Kelly really being targeted in prison? Is the system trying to erase him quietly, or is this all a legal tactic to create doubt and sympathy? Either way, the incident has reignited debates about prison conditions, medical neglect, and how high-profile inmates are treated. There's also another layer here that can't be ignored. What if R. Kelly knows something he isn't supposed to say? He spent years inside the music industry, at the highest levels. He worked with everyone from Jay-Z to Michael Jackson. He saw the machine from the inside, the parties, the deals, the darkness, and now he's locked away, alone, powerless, but still dangerous to the people who fear what he could reveal. Some believe the overdose wasn't random, that it was a warning, that the clots weren't untreated, they were ignored on purpose, that the silence from inside FCI Butner isn't just about punishment, it's about control. And here's the truth. When it comes to prisons, the public rarely sees what happens behind the walls. There are no cameras, no journalists, just official statements and carefully crafted responses. If something dark happens in a cell, it's easy to bury it. Call it an accident. Call it natural causes. Call it anything except what it really was. That's why stories like this matter. Because even if you believe R. Kelly deserves to serve his full sentence, he still has the right to medical care, the right to safety, the right not to be executed quietly by a system that doesn't want headlines. His next court date is June 20th. The judge will decide whether his motion for home confinement is granted. If the claims are false, the motion will be denied. But if even part of this story is true, then what happened to R. Kelly may be bigger than one man's fall from fame. It could be a sign of something deeper, something hidden. This is Industry Eye. And here, we don't just follow the headlines. We follow what they're trying to hide. Because sometimes the real punishment doesn't start when you go to prison. Sometimes it starts when you know too much.